Drink Bailey's from a shoe. Well, that can be only one thing. It's the
daily
rant. It's the daily rant. It's the 4/20/09 edition. Happy holidays to you folks out there. It's the season 4 premiere. You see, I've got the same cast. I did give them most of the last 2 weeks off. The staffers have been lazy around here.
We were on strike.
They were the writers'
Billy's
strike.
been lazy.
The writers' strike was going on. But regardless, we're back. We got a lot happening. We're going to talk about the TNA Lockdown pay-per-view. First match on the card last night was the pre-pay-per-view match with Danny Bond a douchebag facing off against Eric Young in what was a
the warm-up match needs to stay off-screen at this point.
I don't even remember it.
There's a reason why it's called a dark match, why it should have been, and it wasn't. So next we had the X Division title match. We had Suicide versus Jay Lethal versus Consequences Creed versus Sheik Abdul Bashir versus Kiyoshi. That match was a little. Suicide won.
Oh.
He retained his title. Suicide. It was Christopher Daniels. It was a good match. A lot of good high flying spots in that match. Of course,
always is with those
X Division matches. WWE should follow suit with the cruiserweights, but we're not going to get off topic. I'm just wanting to throw that in there. Vince, you're a fucking idiot for not taking advantage of it. Queen of the Cage match: ODB versus Madison Rayne versus Daphne versus Sojo Bolt. ODB won. I didn't really see her losing that match.
No.
I thought it worked well, other than Sojo Bolt needs to wear a burlap bag over her body because she's pretty fucking gross.
I just don't like the flask full of like,
water,
whiskey, being like Popeye spinach, whatever the hell they're going with on that.
And when it looked like vodka. It was clear when they poured it. I mean, it could be water, but
probably
with her.
I would say water's clear too, honey.
I am so pretty. And you're so pretty. That's the first time this season I've done that. You're so pretty and smart. And that's why we have you on here. Next we have the IWGP Junior Tag Title match. The Motor City Machine Guns versus Team No Limit versus LAX.
Good match. It
was a good match. I was surprised to see Motor Shitty. I was surprised to see Mo Shitty.
Okay, just let me say something. Okay, everybody, Hale, not by Detroit.
Yeah, Hale is a far cry
from Detroit. Hale is like northern, middle Michigan.
What the hell are you talking about, boy? God damn it.
Moving right on.
Abyss and Matt Morgan in the Chamber of Blood match. The one spot in that match I can pick out was Abyss just jamming that piece of glass into Matt Morgan's forehead, which I was kind of surprised because I don't think I've ever seen Matt Morgan cut before. I've never seen him. He didn't really. The last match he wrestled with a shirt on, I think, but he was still recovering. Didn't he have a staph infection in his shoulder or something?
No,
he was recovering from.
That,
So I can see why I stayed covered up. But that shot to the forehead was bad.
I didn't think the match was really all that great.
It wasn't great. It was just that spot.
Yeah.
That was the best part of it, I thought. The Knockouts title match, which is pretty much the entire reason I wanted to talk about the TNA pay-per-view. Angelina Love, hey, you know what? Girl, you took a hell of a shot last night. That's why I scored that victory with that fluke pin, but...
And your IQ just went down even more.
I'm alright with that. Congrats to her winning.
I don't watch for IQ.
No. Congratulations
one would never suspect you
for winning that title match, though, with probably a concussion. Next we had the TNA versus IWGP Tag Titles, Beer Money Inc. versus Team 3D, and nobody thought 3D was going to drop that match last night. There was not a snowball's chance in hell that they dropped that match.
That was one of the better matches, I think.
That was pretty good. They let them run through every trademark move they've ever used, and
they got the what's up in. I mean, they got it. It was all they ran down the repertoire last night with signature moves. Then we had what should have been the main event: Lethal Lockdown, Team Angle, Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner versus Team Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels. Which is good to see Daniels back. That match was great.
It was a good match.
Angle and Styles up on top of the cage, and then Styles taking that just sick dive right through the cage and pretty much not hitting anybody except the fucking mat was just a testament to that guy's dedication to TNA, and which is why he turned down the WWE deal to stay there.
Right. The only thing I didn't care for in the match was Jeff Jarrett being in the match. I mean, I know they were trying to work him into the storyline, whatever they were doing, but he was the last guy in the ring, and he really didn't do shit once he got in there. Except for swing a guitar and a chair. And that was about it.
It's awesome.
He's the founder. You know, we know Jeff Jarrett has been a great wrestler in the past, but doesn't.
Yeah, no.
I think your time is over. Then the TNA World Title match, Sting and Mick Foley. We were talking about this before he came on. Foley just does not need to be in the ring anymore, especially having him.
One of the worst matches of the night as your main event. Not a good way to draw on viewers.
Like I asked last night, I wonder if those are the same pants and the same shirt that he wears.
It looked like
Probably.
it. That's probably what we'll see him wearing in Kalkaska on May 16th at MCPW, which we're all looking forward to attending. Now we got some time. We're gonna throw out the WWE draft.
Yay!
And what a.
Oh wait, or should we go? Boom.
I'm pretty undecided.
What's the point?
It's stupid because they don't stick to the brand extension. The brand extension is so non-existent. I was telling, I know you don't get to watch SmackDown. I watched it last Friday, which was the first week of the after the draft. You know, the rosters were in place. They're still having, like, Maurice now took the Divas title, went to Raw. She wrestled Gail Kim on SmackDown last week. And there was, I'm trying to think who else got MVP wrestled on SmackDown, dropped the match to Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a good young wrestler, but MVP is like in the midst of I think what is about to, hopefully, fingers crossed, his one huge push towards a fucking world championship, which he very well deserves, I'm thinking.
I don't think he will. He's on Raw.
Yeah, they just.
I don't think that he'll ever get that push with. I mean, who's all on Raw? John Cena on Raw?
Triple H.
Triple H. He'll never get that push. Randy Orton, all them. With everything that's going on, he won't get that for at least a couple of years.
No, he'll get probably like an Intercontinental push. I think maybe Miz could get into that Intercontinental picture.
Oh my God, I hope not.
Well, MVP still he took the U.S. title with him to Raw. So they're switching that, and they're switching the Intercontinental title because that's what Mysterio has right now. Are probably going to switch brands. Which,
Let's talk about what's more important. Okay, Miz and Morrison split their tag team, right?
Yes.
Okay, Miz on Raw.
Yep.
And Morrison is on SmackDown. How are they going to keep their relationship intact?
They can cross paths at tapings, maybe.
Dr. Phil, save that type of bullshit for your spin-off show, alright?
Do you see Dr. Phil? Anywhere?
You!
I do not look like Dr. Phil.
No, listen, I'm Dr. Phil.
But we're not talking about off-screen relationships here.
Okay.
It's not off-screen. They always showed it on screen.
But it was
Didn't
cute.
you see the look in their eyes when they would look at each other?
Right before Miz clotheslined and beat the hell out of them after they split their tag team up. But what the bigger news, the Raw picked up, the biggest pickup of the night for Raw, I thought had to be during the supplemental draft when they got Brie and Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
You hear the crickets?
Who are they again? Are they those twins?
The two dumpsters that hang out
with the
Colons.
Who are they?
Carlito and Primo.
Oh.
See, no, they switched. All they did, they pulled Carlito and Primo both to Raw. Okay.
But then in the same, Crime Time though went to SmackDown.
Yep.
I don't like that.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. It's
like
not a good move. Triple H came to Raw, so now you've got both major titles on Raw, which it was like that on SmackDown last year after the draft. Both major titles were on the SmackDown brand. So they're obviously going to switch one back and forth. Other notable pickups for Raw, Matt Hardy, does anybody care?
No.
Big Show, does anybody care again?
Can you get your hand out of my face? You're just going like this.
But Raw did pick up the Brian Kendrick, which is a huge nothing.
No.
Festus.
I thought that said fetus.
They picked Raw picked up the fetus of Mark Henry and Mae Young's baby. It was a hand. But no, and then they got Chavo Guerrero and Kennedy, who Kennedy is poised to come back to hopefully a push.
Chavo has become nothing, but
he's good. He's like
Chavo's a chump.
He pushes the wheelchair. Vicky. He pushes in Vicky's wheelchair.
He's like a CNA, a Cena.
Mm-hmm.
He's not John Cena.
Not John Cena, but
a certified nurse's assistant.
Yes. Thank you.
I did learn something while she was in college. Okay, now SmackDown gets Melina, CM Punk, Kane, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio. Those are the top 5. Now the supplemental draft, they got Charlie Haas, who I think is one of the most underutilized and most talented wrestlers. Dolph Ziggler, JTG, John Morrison, who is probably going to go on to a huge singles career. Layla, Ricky Ortiz, blah, blah, Candice Michelle, Alicia Fox, Chad Gaspar, who's been on the bubble for months, and Mike Knox, who is a waste of air. ECW gets the top star.
Can we go back to SmackDown?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, see, I like Ricky Ortiz getting out of ECW, Because he might actually, I don't know, I just like
He's a talented guy. He's a talented worker for a big guy.
He's size and he can move.
Yep.
So I kind of like him getting out of ECW because ECW at this point is worthless.
He just needs to hone his mat skills a bit more.
Yeah.
A bit more technical.
Well, that's why he's still on SmackDown now.
Is it math skills?
Mat skills.
Okay, I was going to say,
math
has nothing to do with this.
We've got 15 seconds left. I'm not going to waste any time on ECW, but I'm going to say check out me at anabolicaddiction.net. I just started taking supplements today. It's been the Daily Rant. Billy Berg, Jen, peace, bitches. We're back. That's the end.